Hi, I'm Christina and this is my February TBR. I have 6 books here that I would like to read. I have a few mysteries, a horror, a historical fiction and a contemporary, so a nice mix of genres for this month. So let's start with the mysteries. I have The Appeal by Janice Hallett and I really love the concept of this book. So you, as the reader, are trying to solve a murder and you're presented with evidence in the form of emails, texts and letters. So I just think that sounds absolutely wonderful. It's definitely giving me Cluedo vibes and I absolutely love that board game. Just to have a whole murder mystery wrapped up inside a book, I think that is really, really innovative and I haven't read anything like that before, so I'm very much looking forward to reading this one. So Lauren from Lauren and the Books and Victoria from Victoria Read both had this book in their top books of 2021. So I'm definitely going into this one with high expectations. And yeah, I just think it's going to be so much fun and I am most excited to read this one out of all the books I have here. So I'm definitely going to start with this one. So the premise is someone has been murdered and someone is in prison for the crime, but there is reason to believe that they're innocent. So you're trying to uncover the truth. So yeah, I think this one sounds absolutely wonderful. Really looking forward to it. So let me get the next mystery. So the next mystery I have is The Last Thing You Told Me by Laura Dave. And this one actually won the Goodreads Choice Awards 2021 for the mystery thriller category, but I actually hadn't even heard of it before then, so it was definitely flying below my radar. And I'm just so interested to read it as, you know, it won that category and it's one of my favourite genres. So yeah, very much intrigued by this one, intrigued by the fact that I'd never even heard about it before it won the Goodreads Choice Awards. So the premise of this one sounds really, really interesting. Just before a man disappears, he manages to smuggle a note to his new wife, which reads the words, "Protect her." And this is in reference to his 16-year-old daughter, but she doesn't want anything to do with her new stepmother. So yeah, I think that sounds really intriguing and yeah, really looking forward to getting to this one. So the third and last mystery I have is The Boy from the Woods by Harlan Coben. Now this one was published in 2020 and I know he is a very popular mystery thriller writer and yet I've never read anything by him before. So I was actually watching The Stranger on Netflix, which is an adaptation from his book of the same name, and I was kind of intrigued by it, and so I requested one of his books from the library because I was interested to see how he wrote. So yes, but now I finished The Stranger, the TV show, and I didn't really like it very much. So at the beginning I thought it was quite intriguing, there was lots of different characters, lots of twists, everything just coming together, and then I think for me the show was a little bit too long and I was just getting a bit bored, and at times I thought it was all a bit convoluted and I started spotting like plot holes, and yeah, I thought it was okay. So I'm not sure now if I'm interested in reading this book, but I would still like to give one of his books a try, and I thought this one sounded the most intriguing out of the ones that he has published. So I quite like the concept of it. So 30 years ago, a boy was found living feral in the woods, and he is an adult now, and yet he still doesn't remember anything about his past or where he came from, and now another child has gone missing. So yeah, I think that one sounds interesting, and it would be interesting to see how he writes, but I'm not as excited to pick this one up anymore as I am compared to some of these other books, so we will see. And I also know this is the start of a series, and I think the sequel to this book is coming out this year in 2022. So we'll see. If you've read this one, I'd love to know what you thought of it. And if you've read any of his other books, I'd like to know, are they quite unbelievable mysteries and thrillers? Because that's how The Stranger fell on Netflix. So we'll see. Yes, I'm a little bit lukewarm about this one now. So that's that one. So now let's move on to the horror book. I don't read a lot of horror, but this one really grabbed my attention. So it is The Last House on Needless Street by Catriona Ward. And I know this one was shortlisted for the Goodreads Choice Awards 2021 for the horror category. And yeah, it sounds really, really good. And I know there's a couple of booktubers that I really like who have also really liked this book. I know Audrey over at Chapter and Converse really liked this. And I know April over at Getting Higgy With It really enjoyed this. And I've just seen a lot of buzz about this book on BookTube in general. So very much looking forward to this one. And I think the premise sounds really intriguing too. So it's a story about a serial killer, a stolen child, and an ordinary house at the end of the street. All of these things are true, and yet all of these things are lies. that just completely pulled me in. It sounds so intriguing, and I don't think I've ever read anything like this. And also we have a perspective from a cat, so I think that is really innovative and definitely unlike anything I've ever read before. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to diving into this one. Not quite sure what I'm going to get with this one. So yeah, I think there's going to be lots of twists and turns, and I'm sure I'm going to be baffled along the way. So this one sounds really good. So now let's move on to the historical fiction novel. I have The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. Now firstly, I just absolutely adore that title. It's so good. It really pulled me in. And I first heard about this book as it was shortlisted for the Goodreads Choice Awards 2021 in the historical fiction category. So as you can see, it's definitely been influencing my reading, the Goodreads Choice Awards. So many books there that I hadn't really heard about that I'm now really intrigued to read. And I really like the premise of this one too. It definitely sounds unlike anything I've ever read before. So in 1901, the word bondmaid is found missing from the Oxford English Dictionary, and this is the story about the girl who stole that word. I just think that's so intriguing, so innovative. I absolutely love linguistics. I think this is going to be such a good read. And yeah, I can't wait to read this one. I'm so excited actually about so many books on this list. I think I'm probably going to get to this one after The Appeal because it's just drawing me in. I think it's going to be really good. So the last book I have here is a contemporary novel, Sunset by Jessie Cave. So I first heard about this book from Lauren over at Lauren in the Books. This also made her best books of 2021. So Lauren has influenced not just one, but 2 books on my February TBR. And she just absolutely sold me on this book when she was talking about it. I thought it sounded absolutely wonderful. So the author, Jessie Cave, is best known for being the actress who played Lavender Brown in Harry Potter. So I think that's interesting. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one. So this story focuses on 2 sisters, and it really explores sibling relationships, grief, love and reconciliation. And I think this one is going to be a really emotional book, and yeah, I'm just really looking forward to reading it. I don't know too much about the book in general, but I want to go into this one knowing as little as possible. And yeah, I think it's going to be quite an emotional read. So these are all the books that I'm planning to read in the month of February. I'm really looking forward to lots of these on this list. If you've read any of these, I would love to know what you thought of them down in the comments below. Or if you've read any other books from these authors, I'd love to know what you thought of them. So thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you've liked it, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more of me talking about books. Bye!